can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.
All right, this is Tapped, and you are tapped in. Let's get right to it. So we just did a piece about this Mexican police officer or ex-police officer in Houston, Texas. She was relieved and fired as a police officer with the Houston Police Department. Anyway, her name was Ashley Gonzalez. Well, this Mexican thought it appropriate to get on social media, a friend's account, and have these racial rants about African Americans, black people, FBA, whatever, she thought it was okay. Not only that, she went as far as to say that as a U.S. Marine, she supposedly had served 4 years in the United States Marine Corps. That was the norm. A lot of hard R's, even as a Marine. And, for a lot of us, that doesn't come as a shock. Black people have seen it all. So whatever Ashley thought she was bringing new to the table, she was mistaken. The only thing would have been new with Ashley or in her behavior in terms of what she did was the fact she'd be finding a new job. That was the only thing that she got out of this. Again, blacks, hey, we're not in the least bit naive as to the racism that is rampant in the Mexican community. All right. And let's just make that point, right now, and that's not to say all Mexicans are racist towards black people, but we know that the majority of Mexicans are very racist to black people. Though you love a culture, some of you love our women, some of you love our men, some of you want to be us, but you can't stand us, this individual showed exactly that. All right. She showed exactly that. Now, the thing about this whole thing is that this had to have come from, this is learned behavior, of course. So it either starts in the family, in the household, or it is learned and picked up along, this individual or the individual's lifespan as they grow and mature in the world. Okay. But this is something that we're pretty sure she picked up from her family and or the United States Marine Corps, the government, the military. All right. Now, that being said, I have a piece I want to drop with you guys. I want you guys to catch this. And this is, again, Dr. Matthews expressing the next day in another interview, the what's going on with this issue with Ashley Gonzalez. And it seems that Ashley is about to be in a whole lot of trouble. She's about to be in a whole lot of trouble. The FBI as well as the DOJ is being called. All the cases that she has had, or all the instances where she has had contact with suspects who may have been arrested, are being brought up and looked into. So, yeah, she'd open a can of worms. I'd have to say, at the very least, she's opened a can of worms that, gonna crawl all up in her. She'll be decomposed in no time short or no time soon. She's gonna have a hard way, especially in Texas. I would like to think that those brothers and sisters down there will make her understand the folly of her ways, all right, the error in her ways. She may end up having to go back to Mexico, where that will probably be the only place that she could become a police officer again, is in Mexico. If she's from there, I don't know. But one thing is for sure, she would not be in law enforcement in this country ever again. And that would include security jobs. So, unless she has some sympathetic racist Mexicans like herself who will employ her, that, there's her out. Now, that being said, let's get to this clip. I have a clip. I wanted to drop this and make this a part of part 2 of, Ashley Gonzalez, the racist Mexican with authority. All right. Yeah, this is crazy, man. The things that, people say and do in this day and age is astounding. So I have this clip from Dr. Matthews. Let's drop this clip. Before I do, please like, share, follow, comment, and subscribe to Tapped. That is the art of political discourse, We appreciate your viewership and your participation with this channel. We can't say that enough. Thank you. And we do appreciate your involvement. Also, we like to ask that you help this channel reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of this month. We are doing, wonders with, new channel, you know, we expect a lot, but we also understand that, it won't always go the way we want it to go. So, in that respect, we'll continue to earn our way. So, again, with your help and support, we'll get there. So thank you for that. Without further ado, let's get to this clip. This is Dr. Matthews speaking about the disgraced Mexican cop, Ashley Gonzalez.
And talk to me about this video, right? How did you come upon it?
Well, the video was sent to our team, and it was by a actual source that is directly close to Ms. Ashley.
And I take it then because Ashley supposedly, reportedly, allegedly recorded that on her friend's IG account. Okay, on her friend's IG account. So you have to imagine this is what occurred. She recorded it on her friend's IG account. I don't know if it was live or otherwise, but you have to think that her friend may know people that love and admire, respect Black people, and was offended and say, hey, what are you doing? We're going to report that this is going to get out there. This is going to go viral, and we think that's what happened. We think that's what occurred because the recording did not take place on Ashley's personal account or, don't even know she has one, but it was her friend's account.
And so when we looked at this video at first,
and the friend or someone who knew the friend, someone who was hooked into that page, snitched.
First, I didn't know what I was looking at. And so then when I looked at it in disgust because I was like, wait a minute, who is this? And like, why is this person talking about Black people like this, like, and freely, and like, it's just unacceptable. And then with further research that came into the play was that this person is an HPD officer. And I'm like, wait, what? And so by this time I contacted leadership with HPD. Hey, have you seen this video? Do. And they turned around and they were like, she's been, no longer.
Yeah, relieved of duty.
Yeah, she's relieved of duty was what they told me. I was like, oh, okay. I said, but that's not enough. And I said, because we need an investigation in regards to how many.
Yeah, relieved of duty and being fired are two different things. As of today, the what's in the feed, the news feed regarding this Mexican person, she has been fired. She has been fired.
People that were African American, who she claims if she goes to work and they're African American, she's bringing them to jail. We need to know how many people in Harris County that had encounters with her. We need to know that. And then another thing they did share with me was that she is under IED investigation as well. So I was pleased with that, but I'm not pleased in regards to she could possibly go to another police and agency. So that's why we're following this. And this is why I'm going for her T-code certification, because we cannot have someone that's representing public trust with those type of ideologies. That's unacceptable.
So yeah, that means then Dr. Matthews and her team, and you have to imagine it's not just them now. It's probably the whole city, the whole state of Texas where Black folk are concerned, are going after her credentials. She have effectively, this is what you call, this is the proverbial shooting yourself in the foot moment. She'll never be able to walk straight again. That shooting of herself in the foot will cripple her for the rest of her life. Well, in fact, she's done for as a police officer, as law enforcement. That's a fact. She's done. And I trust that these people mean exactly what they say down there in Houston. They're going to go and get her. She won't ever wear another badge or gun or work for another police department, not in this country, not just in Texas, but in this country. I trust that they mean that. And that's right. It's appropriate. If they can find a way to get some jail time and find out whether or not she falsified records, arrest records, and everything else, lied under oath or anything, find a way to put her ass in jail.
What did you say was the IED investigation? There
Yes.
was some sort of
HPD has internal affairs. Yes.
Oh, an internal affairs investigation.
Absolutely.
Is also part of it.
Absolutely.
Talk to me about what are you now asking of the public? Are you looking for people who may have had encounters?
Oh, absolutely. Because we put out a flyer on social media, and we want the community, whoever that has any interaction, whoever has been arrested by Officer Gonzalez, we need to hear from them, because we're going to help them get legal resources. We are going to help them shine a light, and we're going to help them to get justice and also have fair due process. And I just hope throughout this investigation that some of these people who may have been affected pled guilty. We hope they didn't. You know what I mean? So I've talked to several attorneys, so I got a team that's ready.
What does this mean for any of the people that may have been in contact with her, may have had a case with her, may have been arrested by her?
Right.
What does that mean for them in their cases?
Well, that's what we're on, and that's why I want the legal representation. That's why I want to have the legal resources to be able to help them navigate through that process. Because as advocates and activists, that's our job. That's what we do. And so I want to make sure that civil rights are not violated and that they actually did have due process. And then if not, then the legal ramifications need to roll. Period.
Does this raise questions about?
Oh, absolutely. Because I'm like, she was very comfortable. I mean, she was very offensive. I mean, my thing is, for you to, that's not something that you just woke up with. You've been thinking like this. And then for you to be in public service with that type of behavior, we're not going to have that. Absolutely not. She has to go. And I'm going to ensure that those licenses are gone.
Yeah. So again, you must go watch the video if this is of interest to you. The video is, again, it's abhorring. It's detestable. All right. A lot of people say, oh, well, she was Hispanic. Why would they? Yeah. You think that changes something, but it doesn't. It does not. She was either raised with that mindset in terms of ideology, that racist mindset, or she was exposed to it and it latched on it. It stuck to her. She did mention that in the Marine Corps, that was the way she put it. It almost seems as she was saying that was the norm. And so it makes one wonder what's going on in the United States Marine Corps, especially with brothers and sisters who we know are part of the MC, that is allowing this to happen. Does this occur? That's the question. So I think we're going to have to do a piece on that and get to the bottom of that, find out whether or not this is something that is occurring. But she was very comfortable. She was very comfortable. She had no problems with expressing herself and her hatred, her prejudice, for black people. Here's one for you people. This is the reason that there should have been an anti-black bill, or a bill that would prosecute those individuals who participated in racism against black, just like you have that Asian bill. You have all those bills, but you don't have one for black people. All right, give that some thought. Give that some thought. Like I said, this thing doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but then again, it does. We're in a society where, that seems to be more prevalent. The racism, the speaking of it outwardly, out in public, seems to be more of what we see. It's becoming the norm. You have a president who is racist, not to say he's ever used the N-word out in public, but he shows his disdain for the black race or African Americans here. And that's shown in how he would, in jobs that supported over 300,000 black women and others, as a means to stop waste. So he say, those were jobs that mostly black women or blacks held that he got rid of, so we think this behavior is something that is indicative, that represents not just society, but the government as well. That's what we think. All right, enough of that. Let's get back to this.
From the recording, it looked like it was posted on Instagram, correct? And it was posted on Instagram close friends. So
Yes.
it seemed as if it was posted to a group of followers. She has in a group of friends.
Absolutely. Yes. And so the thing was, she hurried up and took down the page. Well, screenshots last forever.
Mhm.
And so we have the exact screenshots to show that it is connected to you. So at this point of juncture right now, is that the jig is up. The cat is out the bag, ma'am. You're not going to be in law enforcement anymore by the time I get done with you. And I mean it.
Oh, so maybe then it was done on her account and not the friend's account. Huh?
And that's why I'm very adamant about people, African American people that encountered with her. You know, because we need to know. Did you just go to jail because you were driving while black? We need to know. Was your skin your sin? We need to know what's going on with this because again, she's dishonest, and we can't have that. And all of her cases need to be investigated.
No, she was not dishonest. Mm-mm. Her First Amendment was being exercised. And because she was being honest, is the reason she's been discovered as a racist. But again, who knows? There's probably a whole lot about her that's going to come out. So don't be too surprised, okay? Don't be too surprised. Yeah, that's what that is right there. This individual's name again is this Mexican person's name is Ashley Gonzalez. She is now officially an ex-Houston police officer. Um, Dr. Matthews and her team are saying outright, straight out, she will never work as a police officer again, not in this country. And I said, well, maybe she can go to Mexico and get a job as one of the federales over there. Maybe that'll work out for her, yeah, that could be something she can look into, but for those of us who are shocked and appalled by this, don't be, come on, we know this stuff. We know this stuff, all right. And then add to the fact that um there are a lot of Hispanics, Mexicans as well, Mexicans and Latinos or Hispanic, whatever, who have issues with the black community because they're upset. And a lot, they say this. I'm not making this up. This is not an opinion and is not alleged. They say they're upset because blacks didn't support them against the immigration sweep. Blacks said, "Oh, we didn't say we never supported you. We just said, hey man, that's your get down, that's your fight. We think what Trump doing is wrong. Okay, but that's your fight." And a lot of them, Mexicans, Hispanics or Latinos, didn't take well to that. They didn't take too kindly to that. And they started coming out of the woodwork. We really started to see just how they saw us. And that was, for us, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Better to know than not. All right. So, again, thank you, Ashley Gonzalez, for letting us know. And at the same time for exercising your First Amendment rights, because yet you are a person we didn't need, not with a badge on your chest and a gun on your hip. Okay. Now here's a warning to the brothers and sisters, no matter where you are, they are still there. Whole lot of them still exist within that rank and file police departments all over this country. Their attitude, mindset, ideology, and racism is the same as Ashley Gonzalez's. Some of them are just a little more slicker, a little more slyer with their racism or their racist views. All right. So, in any respect, be mindful of that and be careful. All right. Do what you're supposed to do when you come in contact with these people so that you can survive the ordeal. And in case anything went wrong, you'll be able to find justice or get justice as a result. Now, that being said, this is the end of that. Tell us your thoughts. Let us know what you think about that by dropping those thoughts in the comments. We do read all our comments here and we do answer them as well. So, yeah, let us know what you think about this. Are all Mexicans racist towards blacks? And what is the percentage of blacks, or excuse me, what is the percentage of Mexicans who work for police departments all over this country are racist towards blacks? I'd like to know this. We like to know that. And in fact, if you're a black person and you have a racial or racist experience with a Mexican police officer, highway patrolman, sheriff, let us know. Let us know. Until next time, take care of yourselves and each other. You are tapped in.
You can murder a liberator, but you can't murder liberation. You can murder a revolutionary, but you can't murder revolution. And you can murder a freedom fighter, but you can't murder freedom.